Hello, today's Banana Gaming Toys. And I'm Maverick. And today we'll be doing a gamble between a pair of Jordan 36s and a Zoom GT shoe. So personally, I completely forgot which box is which. So depends on what the review today is going to be. You probably just look in the title. So today we'll be reviewing Zoom GT Jump, as I knew, because before this thing I just tested which one was lighter and I got it correct the first try. So my first looks at this thing, it kind of just looks like Jordan 36, like almost the exact replica of it. Oh crap! It just looks like a replica of the Jordan 36s. Now that may be good, that may be bad. I've worn the 36s for a really long time. And the first thing I noticed is that what was this thing called? Flight wire or something? Flight wire or whatever this wire is called. Its gaps are way bigger. This might be good for ventilation. Jump wire, okay. Whatever that is. Anywho, the jump wire has way larger holes compared to that. Leno weave, which could be good when it comes to stability in the shoe, but it also probably gives a bit more ventilation. But I can already see that the reason why they have these ginormous holes is because the tongue is ginormous. The tongue is kind of like a second layer on the inside of the shoe, so that it might block off most of your ventilation, which is the first thing I noticed. Because even though there's holes, it's still black on the inside. That means it isn't completely ventilated because you can't see the other side. Now, secondly, I noticed that this is looks like more like a composite, a rigid like arch support unit. But they decided to just shave off a bit of the arch support and just put it here. They have this single piece of arch support which does its job to make sure when you're doing a fold that the two pieces are connected together, so there isn't a complete gap, which I'm guessing they're saving material by this point. And I really do like the little iridescent effect that this thing has, because on the outside you really can't see it, but on the inside you can see right through it. Anyways, as I realized that Own Space is actually just the name of the shoe and not the little Nike creator thing. Anywho, I'm just gonna ignore that. So the overall tech specs of this thing is they have a full-length air shoulder unit, exactly the same as the 36s. They have, what is it, a jump wire, a Nike jump wire, which is almost like a Leno weave, except it's just bigger holes and it's a little bit more plastic. And then we also have, I'm just reading off the bottom since it has like a grocery list on it. It has a P-back, so I'm guessing it's a midsole. This is a P-back midsole. A Zoom forefoot and a Zoom heel, so just here and here, so you can see it through the little shoe because there's little holes in it. This shoe is like has a ton of holes in it. I guess they're just saving a ton of material. Like the heel, the holes. I'm not even sure the 36 has this many holes in it. Anywho, so far, without knowing exactly how these things play, I'm gonna give these things like a good solid 7. I don't know what these things feel like yet, but just judging from what they're doing with the shoe, like the tongue that goes all the way to this base, because this whole entire part is a tongue. It's all made of one material. So when I'm playing in this thing, I'm just concerned of breathability problems for my feet. Since even on the 36s, where the whole entire thing is probably see-through, once my feet start sweating, I just can't stop sweating with my feet. So it makes things harder. So some little fun little things about this shoe is that this is a little iridescent piece of plastic, which is like completely see-through on the other side, which you can see all the way through it. I'm not sure why you would need to see through back of it, but that's nice. Also got what is this? Kind of like different looking Nike swoosh. Looks so different, but it's a nice swoosh anyways. And this my plastic might be a little bit home. They also got the Alpha Project little dots on it. Just got informed about that. Also nice looking plastic at the heel. So quality of materials are pretty good. Like this is one like reminds me of the fabric you'll see on a rain jacket. And then they also have a mesh layout for the jump wire. Good source materials. And I like the foam. Just I'm not sure why they would put so many holes in them before. Like that's just strange. So now the true comparison is it heavier than the 36s? 36s are a small forward, power forward shoe. These are looks like a 4 or 5, a less shifty 2 kind of shoe. Like if you're less shifty as a shooting guard, you might want to use these. So I'm gonna bring out 5 pairs of 36s, which have been worn for like a couple of months, so they're already pretty worn. But there is a size difference. This is size 10. This is size like 11. So there is a size difference when it comes to things. It's like a size and a half-ish, but like you can kind of see that if you look at it from the side, these shoes look almost identical. You just don't bother with the side of it, but like looking here and here, they look kind of similar. Kinda. Yeah, even though this is high top, this is kind of like mid to high top. It's like in the middle, kind of, because my heel like always here, so it's like getting there, but your heel's gonna be inside there. It's kind of like mid. But there's one clear difference from the linen weave. You can see all the way through the shoe, so there's heavy ventilation, which also means the shoe is incredibly light, like really light. And then for this shoe, it's a bit way heavier, probably because of how much like composite material they're just running through when it comes to P-backs. A little midsole, because there's all of this one composite plastic looking thing, which will probably really add to the weight. Really? Once I start playing with these things, I might give another review. But altogether, I'm gonna give these shoes an 8.5 until I play in them. Then the score might change later. Okay then. So first things first, we have traction. There's no dust. It's okay. Not the best in the world. Weight-wise, it's really counted towards the back of the foot. Like the middle, you just always go towards the back because it's way heavier in the back. So it's if you really like to use the front of your foot, it might not be the best option. Also because if you're not heavy enough, you might not be able to bend it. Because unfortunately, this little carbon plate might prevent you from bending your foot, so then it only lets you bend the little front of it. So that's going to be my problem when I'm wearing this thing, because I'm not heavy enough to actually use this. Also, other things about this shoe is the lockdowns. Since it's a high top, you're going to have good lockdown. If you don't feel like the lockdown's tight enough, just tighten up the laces a bit more. Not tight enough, put the laces to your hip. Anything else? Oh yeah. The weight reduction attempts, oh yeah, they just punched a bunch of holes in the bottom because they want to reduce the weight. Because the shoe is a bit too heavy anyways. Inside of the shoe, they have Zoom Strobel, Zoom Forefoot, Zoom Heel, Zoom P-Backs frame, and cushion. And it's honestly pretty soft insole. So. A bit of damage at the heel. Traction wise, I'm guessing these are wear-ins, as he said, to support them. These things are wear-ins apparently, so you have to wear these 5 times before you can actually be able to get some traction. I'm not really going to wear them. Anyways, weight-wise, the back is way heavier than the front. Not sure, really, it's because of this thing and the P-backs, which makes it really may make your jump a bit heavy. When you jump, you may just slightly tip backwards. I'm not sure. I haven't worn a heavy shoe before, but the materials are great. The shoe looks good. May not be my cup of tea, but they're pretty good for anybody else other than me, because I personally just don't like heavy shoes. So my overall review of the shoe is 7.8. It's Banana Gaming Toys, and I'm out.
I don't even